Welcome back, everyone. In a rare display of solidarity, 3 royal households have issued a stunning rebuke to the BBC for airing a new documentary about Princes William and Harry. Senior royals, including the Queen herself, are not happy, Jan.
There's been rumour for quite some time that a lot of the most damaging and negative stories about Harry and Meghan that have ended up in the pages of the press have come from other royal households or from other royal aides or courtiers. And from my own reporting and research, that is exactly true.
Sunrise royal editor Rob Jobson joins us now for all the goss. Morning to you. First of all, how rare is it for 3 royal households to join forces like this?
Well, no, it's very rare. I mean, of course, it used to always be under one banner, Buckingham Palace, but they all split about 20 years ago and had their own spokespeople, which made it all a bit confusing. But yeah, they're clearly disgruntled. They're clearly worried about this documentary. I mean, I appeared in it, saw the first bit of it yesterday. Don't quite know what they're getting so hot under the collar about, but they certainly are, because they're watching every single comment that's being made, because a lot of it, I think, was that Meghan's lawyer appeared in it and seemed to criticise the palaces, the spokespeople, the courtiers for leaking and briefing against Meghan and against Harry.
I feel like if you've got 3 royal households ganging up, everyone will now want to watch this, don't you think?
I spoke to the guy who made it, a guy called Amal Rojan, who's a former editor of The Independent who now works at the BBC. Yeah, the numbers were up hugely as a result. I don't think many people would have necessarily sat and watched it, all about the comings and goings of how the press deal with the palace. Very interesting to the likes of, say, you and me, but not necessarily to the punters. But now that the palace have got involved, damning it in the way they've done, I think the numbers were up much more than they expected.
So is it normal for, and do you think it's true, that some of the royal households have been leaking on the other royal households, like Meghan and Harry?
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, yeah, absolutely. I mean, they can deny it all they like till they're blue in the face, but there's been an awful lot of leaking, particularly from Kensington Palace, about how things were developing, and that was a palace that both of them were representing, being represented by the same people. Look, there's also been these claims of bullying against Meghan, which meant that people were very, very disgruntled in Kensington Palace, courtiers there. And it also, other members of the royal family, I think along the way, have been rather annoyed about the way that there have been stories that were put out by Harry and Meghan, particularly Harry at the beginning, without consultation with other members of the royal family, particularly when they were away on official business. And that, of course, caused a bit of disgruntlement and friction between the different households.
So, journalists might think they know about that backgrounding, but for the rest of us, do you think this damages the royals in any way?
Well, this is why they used to be under one banner, and the Queen used to say, never complain, never explain, because I think basically it just makes them look that there's disharmony. It makes it look that they're all split. And yeah, I think the general public would expect the Buckingham Palace to all be singing from the same hymn sheet. But ever since Meghan arrived on the scene alongside Prince Harry, there's all sorts of splits and things that happened. And as a result, I think it's made them look certainly less harmonious, shall we say.
Oh, they're just like us, Jobbo, aren't they? Thank you very much. Talk to you soon.